Hey everybody, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for the 251st Flyover. We're on the wrong screen. There we go. So much better. Hate to start off on the wrong screen. Bad start. But anyway, everybody, welcome back. I see we've got a lot of people already on. We got 31 people, 10 likes. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button. One of those. I'd really appreciate it. So we're going to go over the stock price real quick. Take a look at that. And then we're going to jump into the video today and see what we saw and share that with you guys. So yeah, we're going to go, oh, look at that. Okay, so Nikola's had a rough week. Down 5 cents for the day. It was as low as 206, as high as 218. Did come back a little bit, ended up somewhere in the middle. Not great. Tesla was down. $4, $4.15. Lucid was down 31 cents. So all in all, a bad day. Another bad day on the market. Is there ever a good one? Polestar's down 40 cents. Oh, a Mulan, look at that. They're up almost a whole nickel. Maybe they're not dead yet. Let's see, Solo is down. Livewire down. Rivian down. Neo's down. I think we could probably just say, yeah, everybody was down. Except for Mulan. I didn't look at their news. So, hey, maybe something happened. Maybe they found a quarter. That would be great, wouldn't it? All right. Glad some of you listened to me and hit that like button, but most of you didn't. Come on, let's play a little bit of catch up here. All right, let's get into the video because that's what you guys are here for. And we'll move this over to the corner. I wish I knew how to get rid of that with still have my mouse there so I could point to things. Going back to January 14th, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary of flying over the Nikola site. So that's kind of exciting. Lots have changed. Lots of things have changed for me. Lots. So doing Toro full time. Got rid of 2 other businesses. So I'm happy about that. A lot less stress. I still have my hair. But it's cold in here. It's like 53 degrees. That's cold for Arizona. Very cold. As a matter of fact, they put out ice warnings even when it's 53 degrees. But yeah, that's why I'm wearing my hat, my sweatshirt. I don't have much in the way of heat in here in my office. I do have a little space heater, but it makes so much noise. I pulled one of my hairs out. Now it's hurting my eye. Okay, much better. I can see. All right, September. Look at that. That's when they were just about starting this phase 2 here. And now we're going to come back in. So that was less than 3 months ago. About 3 months ago, they started putting up the steel. They've got all the steel up, working on the roof. We're flying over the test track right now, obviously. You guys know that. Yes, Olivia, I am cold. I'm cold. My feet my toes are black. It's so cold in here. I've got frostbite, but I'm still here for you guys. Lockbird had mentioned he thinks that hydrogen is less affected by the cold, if at all, compared to batteries. Well, I believe that it's definitely affected a lot less. The thing is, there's still 2 batteries, and the rate of charge on those batteries to drive the electric motors might be affected. How much? I don't know. But it's obviously a lot less because you're creating the energy at that time. So here, instead of storing it for a while where it can get cold. So in this picture, obviously, we can see all the trucks on the right, quite a few of them. There are a couple empty spaces, and they've added some more since our last flyover. Here's the MCTs, the mobile charging trailers. There is, what is that? 12 of them looks like they're ready to go. I assume we'll see them disappear and get delivered before the end of the quarter, because that's what happens with all their equipment. Now over here, we'll pause it. We've got these 4 charging stations right here. And these may be different types of charging trailers that they're selling, because all these trailers, I've mentioned this before, are brand new trailers. I think if it was just something for around there, they wouldn't need brand new 5th wheel trailers. Those aren't cheap. JJ wants to know if Michael's contacted me yet. No, he hasn't. But if he does, I may or may not share it with you. Depends on what the terms are. Anyway, we can see a lot of the test trucks that are sitting out here. Most, if not all, of these trucks are test trucks. We did not look. We never really do. But if they're out there, they're usually the test ones. Those are the ones they take on the track, sometimes with trailers. Some of these might have even been decommissioned because they're so outdated. And here we go. We're going to take a look back. Oh, well, maybe we're going to zoom out and take a look at that mountain. That's how good our zoom camera is. We can see a couple of antennas or something up there. I'm not sure what those are. They could be antennas. One of them actually looks like a crane that has a thing up. But anyway, we always like to show off the zoom on that drone because it's so awesome. Now, all these trucks that we're flying over right here, these are all battery electric. I don't see any FCVs in this. I haven't seen any. Olivia asked me if there's going to be a Lucid flyover today. Yes, there is going to be a Lucid flyover a little bit later today. So Lockbart's saying that they have customers for those trailers and not just dealer deliveries, which would indicate truck sales. That would indicate truck sales. That's a good assumption. Over here, I'm going to pause this for a bit. Here we have another trailer. This may also have chargers in there. That usually is sitting out there. As far as construction goes, this is one of those. This is a utility section, and we have two of those coming up on the new construction. So when you see those over there, this is probably what it's going to look like. Something like this. This is a fuel cell. This is a fuel cell. This and this are fuel cells. Here, fuel cell, and there's a battery electric right there. That one, I believe, is a fuel cell. But we're going to come around and make sure I'm not speaking out of turn. Mike has a webcam on those cameras. That is funny. He would have a better zoom than us. That would be very embarrassing. Could not allow that. Chester says, I believe a reverse stock split would destroy investor confidence and doom the company. Let's hope for the $1.3 billion for Uncle Sam. I agree with Chester. I'm not necessarily destroy, but I don't think it does any good. If you do a 1 for 5 and you bring the stock price up to 10 and just more room to drop, it makes it. I don't know. I'm fine with where it's at right now. I don't need to see that change. Olivia, do I go hiking up in the mountains? No, I don't. I'm too old for that. I used to do some hiking up Camelback Mountain, that's up in Phoenix, and a lot of people climb that mountain. It's hard to get a parking spot to get onto the mountain. That's the biggest pain in going up that mountain, but it's quite the hike. All right, here we are looking towards the site. Obviously, a little dark in there. We're going to get a little bit closer. Your tax dollars at work making Nikola hydrogen stations. Now, JJ. Why so negative all of a sudden? All right, so we can see the concrete has been poured on the south side. Still hasn't been poured closer, and you can see there's still some puddling of water from rain that we had this previous weekend. And not sure what the plan is as far as when they're going to be putting on the next bit of concrete. We don't have any plans for any more rain for a while. So maybe they're just letting it dry out. Maybe they just know they got enough other things to do. Though there are sections that look like they are. Looks like there's some forms over here going across here, so that might be the next section. But they may need to get in there and flatten that back out. William says Bareback Mountain. At least it's not broke. Let's just leave it at that. Hyder says that he really does think if they make more trailers, they'll offset the cost of building the truck. The margins have to be good making those. True, I think there's probably a decent margin in that does help, but they've probably already forecasted that in there. Boss wants to know if I have any Tesla shares. Yes, I do. Not very many, but I do have some. JJ says he actually likes government spending for infrastructure. I do too, as long as it goes to the right places and doesn't go to places where the money just disappears on a $5,000 hammer and a $6,000 wrench, because if I want to sell those. All right, down below at the bottom of the screen, we can see supplies stacking up. Some of them are covered. These could be wall panels or they could be anything. I'm not going to really guess. Well, I just did, but I'm not going to make a good guess. So don't listen to what I'm saying on that. But you can see the walls on the left-hand side of the screen, or the left-hand side of the building. The walls for this side are going up, and those are permanent walls. Those are not to be connected to any other building. Dead Prez, I understand the reverse stock split is to prevent delisting, but I would like to just see the stock price go back up. I think that'd be a better solution with some positive news. Lockport's asking if they make those trailers or if they just sell them. I tend to think that they've got to be making them, because why are they all showing up here? If they're being made somewhere else, there's no reason to bring them to the factory site. That's got to be something that we could probably find out one day. Next time I'm talking to someone. You can see most of the front, the walls are mostly up. They've got some of those trim pieces, the white line to put in between the red and the stripes. Down below, you can see the parking lot is full once again, as it always is with Nikola employees. William's asking about liquidity comments. Do I have any for Nikola? I still think that they're in good shape as far as having money. They've got plans. They've always got plans of 1 year's worth of money available to them, and they do right now. Olivia wants to know if we can see Lucid from the factory. No, we cannot. We've tried to see Nikola from Lucid, and we haven't been able to. And it is a decent stone's throw by line of sight, so we just can't see that far. Maybe one day we will take some time and actually try and pinpoint which direction we're supposed to be looking in. Jan 1, Isaiah and TPG trucks delivered. They've been releasing hints for sure. I have seen a couple of hints, but would like to know how many of those were delivered. Also would like to see those charging trailers get moved out. Looking to the south, you can see Hauser Road. That section is complete, but they're just to the north, or not the north, but just at the top of the screen, out of the screen. They're redoing the road that leads over the railroad tracks, and it's right by a farm right there. So it's still very messy over there. So we're still coming in from the north side. As we spin around, we can see all the materials. These look like boxes that have been opened. These look like crates over here that have not been opened. So I would assume these are empty. These are still full. A smoke break and the emergency evacuation area right there. That's where they go. Zooming in a little bit, we can see some equipment. Don't know what that was. This tent over here, the tent on the left, somebody suggested that this tent is where they're going to be doing the testing on the hydrogen trucks, and I believe that probably is accurate. They originally had a tent, if you guys remember. They had a tent up here, and they would put the hydrogen trucks in there. Those are the alphas. They didn't want to do testing inside, probably pressure testing and things of that nature. So if they're doing that again, they want to do that in and outside the building. Some sort of legal crap, OSHA schmosha. Yeah, most of that looks like empty stuff right there, packing material. Stevie B, is Walmart interested in Nikola? Walmart has been testing Nikola trucks, the fuel cell trucks, for quite a while, quite a few months. I don't remember when we first saw the first Nikola truck with the Walmart badge on it. So yes, they are testing them. Oh, look at that. See, this is that alarm. I'm going to share this with you guys. Is part of the problems of owning an EV. I have a car that's being charged right now, and it's 5 o'clock here. So that means I just reached the off-peak times, and I need to stop my car from charging. And unfortunately, Um, the Polestar app, that's the Polestar app in case you guys are wondering, does not allow you to stop the charging very easily. I'm not sure if it's going to at all. I've got it set for scheduled charging, so it's supposed to stop at 5. If you guys can see this, I don't know if it's focused or not, but the car is still charging, and I can get hit with like huge demand fees. Yeah, it's still charging. You can see the line going across the screen. So Polestar needs to fix this because my car is charging and I need it not to, and it will not let me shut it off from the app. So I'm hoping that someone who is near the car can shut that off. And that looks like it's happening. I have cameras around. So that's a lesson for everybody. If you're getting into the EVs, they've got to fix this, because not being able to charge between 5 and 9 is a pain. And especially when I want to do a live stream and I knew that alarm was going to go off, then I was going to share that information with you. That's one of the bad sides. Because literally, if I use 11 kilowatts in a half hour, I could get hit with about $150 worth of charges from my electric company just for that half hour. And there's no going back. So let's talk about it. There's the Walmart truck. All right. This is the fuel cell truck that went out. We believe it's the one that went out months ago. If somebody remembers how long ago that was, go ahead, put in the comments. So the question is, are they done testing, or did they return this truck to get one of the betas? Now, my money is on they return the truck to get one of the betas, 1 or 2 or 3 or 5. They're supposed to build somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 beta trucks. So I think that this truck has come back because they're getting the new and improved one. Since they have so many betas lying around, it doesn't make sense to continue testing on an alpha. JJ says the Bolt wins again. No, it doesn't. I still would rather have my Polestar get charged at the wrong time than drive a Bolt. Just saying. The Mustang Mach-E has the best charging system as far as scheduling than any car, any EV that I've had so far. Here's another look at it. And yes, I checked out that Department of Transportation number, and yes, that is a Walmart DOT number. William, I don't have any comments on that Fusion news because I saw it pop up on one of my feeds. I went to click on it, and it was a subscription thing. So after I got off the toilet, I forgot to look at it again. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to look at it. But I've seen articles like that before, like they've solved this, they've figured out this, and nothing ever happens of it. How much of the truck does Iveco build, and how much does Nikola build? I'm tired of hearing it's an Iveco truck built by Iveco and then put a Nikola name on it. Okay, so you want some answers to combat people like Micah? Micah, shout out if you're here. The frame is Iveco. The cab is Iveco. It is assembled by Nikola, and it's customized. Nikola puts a lot of their own things in there, besides their logos and things like that. They have set the inside of that cab up specifically for an electric truck. The software, the integration is all Nikola stuff that's in there. The frame obviously is Iveco's, but the axles that are attached to it are not. Those are actually made by another company. I forget the name of the company that makes the e-axles, but those are placed in there, and everything to make these things work together is what makes the truck work. You can take a box, a cardboard box, put it on 2 wooden planks and put some wheels on it and roll it down the hill, but that doesn't mean it's anything great. Okay, it's the basic outline of the truck. There is no point for Nikola to design a new frame and then design an entirely new cab and then fabricate it, which would be very expensive, and then go ahead and make an electric truck. Why not partner with somebody who has an existing truck, use their frame, use their cab, and then go from there? It doesn't make sense to redesign it. In case you're wondering, Tom, There's another company that used a Lotus car to make their first EV, and that company was Tesla. And that was based off the Lotus frame. Daniel says, without government support, hydrogen companies cannot move forward. That is a fact. Tesla could not have made it either without government support. It's true. Tesla came close to bankruptcy many times, and if they didn't have the government support, when they did, they would have never even gotten to that point. 4Q says, I've got some cool videos of the trucks driving around. You should mock up a commercial for them. That'd probably make for a pretty decent video for Twitter or something, or just put it out as satire on YouTube and just do a Nikola commercial. We'd have to get some good background music that wasn't copyrighted, though. Nikola needs that grant money. If they do not get the grant, I have serious doubts. I don't think they're going to have any problems getting the grant money. The government loves to give away money, and this is a legitimate project, so I don't think that they're going to have any issues getting that money. As you can see, we've got another FCEV moving around. We've got a couple of BEVs on the charger over there. We were just looking at a bunch of fuel cells. So they've got a lot of trucks lying around here and moving around. We've got a big rig coming in right there. I'm not sure where he was going. If he was there to pick up something, maybe grab a trailer, maybe go deliver a truck. Who knows? JJ says phase 2 invitation is practically for sure. I haven't heard anything about it. The only thing I did hear was that they were going to have another media event next year, like probably around the same time, and that I think it was mentioned that I'd probably be back. It was a while ago, so I am looking forward to going back, though I wish it was more than a yearly thing. But yes, I will definitely accept that invitation and bring to you guys whatever I see. All right, now as we're backing out, again, lots of trucks there. There's still new ones coming out. And we don't know what the ratio is of BEVs to FCEVs, because they may be making a couple of BEVs for every fuel cell, because they still have some of the, this is my Patreons. Thank you, Patreons. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and restart since we still got people that have shown up late. And we'll skip this part. It gets a little redundant when you've seen it so many times. Yes, part deux. That's from, what's his name, Nielsen. The guy, Leslie Nielsen. No. You're thinking, okay, you're thinking Hot Shots Part 2. Slapstick. It's all the same. Factory Tour Part 2. Zeem did sign a purchase order for 100 trucks, or an LOI, but quite a few companies have. And I think these trucks can be going to anybody, and they may be for the new year in looking for the tax credits. All right. So again, if you missed it before, those are the battery electric in this area right here. Fuel cells are up here. Mobile charging trailers right here, with a couple other chargers lying around. Yeah, those are all brand new trailers. One of them has an AC unit. Wait a minute, let's go back to that. Two of them. These two have AC units on top. These are just fans. These are small, about 12-inch fans that just cycle air in and out. These actually are air conditioning units. It's interesting. All right. Those are probably 6 by 12, 6 by 16 trailers. Probably 6 by 12. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any other information I can gather from them. Those look like... zoom in on these wheels. Those look like light duty axles, like 3,000 pound axles, which means this has a capacity of about 6,000 pounds, including the weight of the trailer. They would have trailer brakes because of that size. Anything over 3,000 pounds needs a trailer brake. So one of those axles probably has a brake on it, but those look like 3,000 pound axles. I really don't think they would go with 5,000. I don't think they would need to for what's in there. Now these trailers are much heavier trailers. These are Big Tex trailers. That's a company out here in Arizona, probably lots of places. You know what we need to do? We need to zoom in on our next flyover, right there, because that's the model number. And with the model number, we can tell what size trailers these are as far as their weight capacity. Because they're obviously bigger trailers, they're obviously heavier. And just being in that steel cage like that, those are going to weigh more than those other trailers. Those are very lightweight trailers. And then here we have Micah sitting up on the top of the mountain looking at us. How do you recharge those mobile chargers? So that's a good question. I don't know if they actually get plugged into something and they run off of that, or if they are run by a generator. And I suppose it's always possible that they're run by a generator. Maybe the larger ones are actually run by a generator for a mobile place. And the other ones are being able to plug into something, which would require a decent connection. It's not going to be a 240 volt line. It's going to have to be something more than that to get up to the DC levels, because 240 will not get you up to DC levels. All right, there's our look at the fuel cells. And then someone counted the cabs earlier. I think they said there's 36 or 38. 38. Boss counted, said there's 38 cabs remaining. Higher things, I feel like those heavier trailers are for customers to install them. I don't think they'd be on brand new trailers if that was the case. I think that they are probably have a generator in them, possibly have a generator in them, and they're for mobile places that just don't have something like, suppose you had a shipping company that was moving logs, let's say logs, and you're out in the middle of the forest, and you need to if you bring out a trailer and you can, one of those mobile charging trailers, you could use these Nikola trucks to create electricity, or the trailers to create the electricity for the trucks, and the trucks are doing short hauls of logs back and forth. But if they're out in the middle of nowhere, they need charge, so the trailers would work out perfectly if they had like a diesel generator in them. Probably would be more efficient in the long run than using straight diesel trucks. But I also don't see any vents at the top of those trailers, so I could be completely wrong about that. It's just guessing. Are they selling the trailers with the cabs? What's the story with all the trailers? The mobile charging trailer is designed to help bridge the gap between where we are now and actually having an electric infrastructure that can support the trucks. Those mobile charging trailers will work. It's like in the meantime type of thing. Yeah, do Nikola trucks have regenerative braking? Lockport says there's 5 or 6 levels. I think it was six different levels. I've been in cars that have different levels of regen, and I always prefer the most. I prefer the one pedal driving. Having it less just gets confusing because you're not sure how much braking you're actually getting at a given moment. If you just have it always set to the most, that's the thing that I'm most comfortable with. The Mustang Mach-E has 3 regenerative levels, but they're all tied in to what power output you choose. And I forget the 3 names of it. I know the top speed one is unbridled. I think the middle one is normal. And then I don't know. I don't remember what the slow one is. It might be like bareback or something. I don't know. But it's just the slowest one, and you have the least amount of regen. So I was going to leave mine on normal, but then I read that in order to get the most regen, you've got to go to unbridled. So that's what I did. Mr. Bogue says, I bet those MCTs on the gooseneck trailer are capable of charging multiple trucks, like up to 4 or more. And that's also another possibility, and that's why that they're bigger. It could be that there's more than one charger. There's multiple chargers in there. And because of that, the weight is heavier, and that's why they have a more beefier trailer. One day, those trailers will be going down the road getting delivered somewhere, and none of us will get lucky enough to catch it. It's just going to be, that's just what's going to happen. All right, guys, we're moving along here. We did a long video this time. We had almost 17 minutes. At the end of this, we will be cutting the show right then and there. But before we do that, I've got to beg for some likes. The more likes you guys give this, and the more it hits the YouTube algorithm and it gets shared more often, and the better the chance that it's going to show up in people's feeds that might have an interest but have never seen this before. And the more people that get interested in Nikola, the more people that go, maybe I should buy some of that stock. We've had people in the comments before go, I'm going to be buying some stock tomorrow after I saw this. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I'm not trying to take responsibility for that. Hey, here's something I just noticed. These skylights that they have here, these are actually facing east. All of these were facing a different direction. I think they're facing south. Yeah, they've got an angle towards the south. These are all angled towards the east. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but they are surely good at keeping a straight line. Whew. FPT Industrial builds the e-axles for Nikola. Thank you, Mr. Bogues. I won't remember that in 5 minutes, but I appreciate you putting it up there. JJ says, remember, most retail investors don't even know Nikola has trucks on the road. That is true. That's not JJ trying to be snarky or funny, because he's neither funny but he is snarky. There was questions asked at the last earnings call when Nikola was going to have trucks made. When are they going to start producing trucks? So there are people that do not know really what's going on, doing very little research, and asking the questions during the earnings call is unbelievable, because you could find that out in 30 seconds by Googling it. Do we know how much they're going to charge for the trailers? Don't know how much, but I do know that they're not going to be cheap. I've heard that they're going to be a decent sum of money. I just don't know how much. Joko wants to know if they're using the Romeo batteries on those trailers. The Romeos were the packs themselves. I don't know if they're using packs in there, or batteries. They could just be not using any batteries in those trailers. Next quarter 4 report top question is, when can I see trucks on the road again? I'm gonna commit seppuku. I don't know if I'm saying that right. No offense to all my Japanese friends. Lockbird said that the trailers are a line item on the financial statement, so it can be calculated. The only problem is, I don't think on the last one they said how many trailers they sold, because when I guessed their earnings for the last call, and by the way, I was spot on to the penny. I actually multiplied the amount of trucks that I thought they were going to produce, which I think I guessed like 68 or something, or 73. I was off by like 5 or 10. And I multiplied that by 350,000, and then I threw in another 2 million for the mobile charging trailers, and I came up with 24.2 million, which was their actual earnings. So I don't know what they actually sold, all the trucks that they accounted for and I don't know how many trailers they sold. Somebody could probably just do a little bit of algebra and do like X plus Y times 68 trucks and figure it out, but it's not going to be me. As a PR move, they should invite each of those delivery drivers to take a unit for a test spin around the track. Ask for feedback. Tell them to spread the word. Some of those guys are going to be diehard diesel guys, and they're going to just like, I hate this no matter what. So I don't know how well that would work. They should have me take it for a drive. I've driven longer trucks and trailers than that. I don't have my CDL, but geez, last week I was driving a 30-foot RV towing another 30-foot RV. I was 60 feet long, plus the gap between, so it's probably closer to 70. Scariest moments of my life. I'm lucky to be here. All right, we are getting close to the end here, and we are going to cut it in a couple more minutes. So you guys got any other comments, questions? What do you guys think about the tent? You think that's going to be where they're going to be putting the hydrogen trucks for testing? I do. Guys got any more guesses on how many trucks are going to make? And hey, any concrete experts out here? Right here. What do you guys think the weight on one of these blocks is? Because you'd think that they're putting this to the max. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a half of one right here. I think we have 10 of them here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. Now, there was talk about the Tesla Semi that was that had Jersey barriers that were 4,400 pounds each. The size of them can vary. So what do you guys think the weight of something like that? Does anybody know? DCSR says 4,000 pounds. Well, that would put the load at 40,000 pounds. That's it would actually put it at 42,000 pounds because you got the half there. Concrete is heavy. One of those blocks is extremely heavy, even though they don't look like they would be. But Oldman says 42,000 pounds, total 4,000 times 10. Yep, that's what I just came up with, but you guys have a 30-second delay. So that means that we're looking at 21 tons of payload, where a diesel semi is going to be more in the range of 30 tons. 29 to 30 tons, because a diesel semi is going to be about 10,000 pounds. A trailer is going to be 10,000 pounds. So that's what we're looking at. But Nikola's never said that these trucks are being made for heavy lifting or hauling. They're not. You would not put a 20-ton earth scraper on there. It's not for heavy duty machinery. It's for moving around 21,000 or 21 tons. That's what it's designed for. 150 pounds a cubic foot. Okay, how many cubic feet are we looking at? If I had an order on Nikola truck, why wouldn't I delay purchase until the incentives are available? That is a good question. January 1st is coming real soon. So I think a lot of these sales are going to go through on the 1st of January. That is a great point, JJ. If Walmart has the cojones to order a non-existent canoe, then they can order 800 BEV and FCEVs. Yeah, why not? They like to put those commitments out there. But I think they also invested in canoe. Let's see. Comments on Tesla Bear, John Cadigan, he poo-poos the semi. With the Tesla Semi or the Nikola Semi? I think the Tesla Semi's got too many unanswered questions. We don't know what the real price is. We don't know what its capacity is. We don't know the weight of the truck. So I'm not poo-pooing it. I just need more answers. I think the Tesla Semi is going to probably end up being really good, but I think it's also going to end up being really expensive, a lot more than what they originally sold them at. All right. We are just about near the end of this, guys, so you got to throw it out there. On Saturday, we are doing a live stream of the Lucid site. We are also going to be doing a flyover on Saturday because we heard there's a little event going on at Nikola, probably unrelated to the trucks themselves, but I think it's like a some sort of holiday thing. So we want to see if we can grab some content of that and not get too close. All right. So as we're pulling out, this is coming towards the end of the video, whether it is actually the end of the video or not, because it's time to go, time to do some other stuff. I'm going to go buy another car. It's been a couple of weeks since I bought a car, and I'm having seizures, so I'm going to go buy another car, probably the ugliest car I possibly can. And maybe we'll have you guys guess what it is next week on next week's show, because it is fugly. All right. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank my Patreons because they are the best, because they support me, and all I do is make these videos. So thank you. Appreciate that. I thank everyone who is here. Everyone who gave me a like, you get a thank you. Everyone who didn't give me a like, shame, shame, shame. So hit the like button on your way out. Thanks a lot. We're going to order some Walmart canoes and maybe some trays this week. See what happens. So I need a little Patreon money. So check out our Patreon channel. It's down in the links below. And give me enough money, I will order a Nikola tray without the incentive.